The fuss pot has been struck down by some disgusting virus, and although it's not testing positive as COVID, there's been quite a few of the same kind of symptoms. I've not had COVID before, or at least I've never tested positive for COVID, so I've sort of managed to avoid it. But this time round, I've had, I guess you could call it like a cold virus that has knocked me for 6, but also for the first time in 41 years of my life, that I can remember anyway, I've lost my sense of smell and taste. Now, that was almost a week ago. It was a week ago, longer than a week ago. And so I haven't been doing, this will be the second week that I haven't done what I wore last week, because I can't smell what I'm wearing. My sense of smell has started to come back a little bit, so I can get a bit of a kind of vibe for stuff now, but I still can't smell things properly, so I'm not going to talk about anything new. And it just kind of occurred to me that what I've been doing is reaching for things that I think are easy to wear and aren't going to offend anyone. And if I suddenly get my sense of smell back, it's not going to be too strong, or it's not going to give me a headache. So these are really not headache inducing scents. And more importantly, everything that I've chosen for this video are not easy to overspray. So I would say, I was off sick for a little while, and just to make sure that I didn't smell, because I couldn't smell my own body, which is a very strange thing, or my house or anything. I couldn't smell bleach, which is shocking. So I didn't want to, I still wanted to smell nice for my husband, but I didn't want to wear anything that I could spray too much of, because I can't smell it, and obviously then sometimes you just go a bit ham. So I've been wearing very specific things that are kind of office safe, and these are the kind of perfumes that I think you could wear anywhere. They're also perfumes that won't necessarily last all day, because I think when you're feeling ill, or if you need to wear a light perfume, you don't necessarily want something, I don't anyway, that's gonna last all day, especially if you're wearing perfumes that you don't want to get headaches from. And I think it's nice to be able to refresh them if you want to, or it's nice just to be able to enjoy that smell, kind of let it wear off, and then just be without perfume. And anyone who's really fussy probably agrees with me on that. So anyway, this is the my top 20 of really easy reaches that I find light, really inoffensive, really easy to wear. They don't give me headaches. They're the kind of things I reach for when I'm not feeling very well, but I want to smell fresh and clean and just, really kind of yummy. So I'm going to start with this one, because I don't really ever hear people talk about Sarah Jessica Parker's lovely collection. They used to, I think originally they had a design by an artist that was kind of a floral design on the back of them, but these are the reformulations. They really don't smell much different as far as I can tell. I mean, there's not a huge amount of point of me sniffing these, because I kind of have to spray things to be able to smell anything at the moment, but they're really, really easy to wear. This one I actually wore a couple of weeks back when I had a headache, and it was before I lost my sense of smell, and this is the one that I went for. Let me just get to the spray. So it's very light. This is what I want from a light, sweet floral perfume. Now, it's not sweet in a sickeningly sweet way, but it's a white floral. Well, it's white floral. It is a floral perfume that smells like a bunch of flowers, and it has a greenness that kind of smells like the flowers with a bit of the stem, but it isn't screechy. And I say that because I find it so hard to find predominantly floral perfumes that aren't screechy, or veering over in the other direction to be like sickly. I find things like Miss Dior really sickly. If it's like fruit and flowers, sometimes they're way too sweet for me. But then the more floral perfumes are often way too sharp for me. They're really screechy, really headache inducing, kind of too white winey, if you know what I mean, if they've also got fruits in. This one is magical. So this is a lovely collection. This is Sarah Jessica Parker's Dawn. This is a lovely, lovely perfume, and it's not massively violety, and my general feeling about violet is that if you wear violet in perfumes, it often kind of overtakes the perfume. I do not get that with this at all. I think it's super, super easy to wear. It's so pretty. It's a very light skin scent, but it's super, super kind of... I don't know how do you use it. It's got an innocent smell about it. Dawn is the perfect kind of dewy, floral, green kind of name for it, you know. It has a really beautiful vibe to this. It's super easy to wear, and you can get this whole massive bottle in the UK for about a tenner. Absolute bargain. I'm going to stay on the SJPs because the other one that I find really easy to wear, despite the notes suggesting that this would not be at all an easy wear, is Endless. So Endless, I have Twilight as well, and I like it. It's not as easy to wear because it's quite an ambery perfume, but so Endless, the notes in this really are not my kind of notes. Like, it's really kind of odd that I like this one as much as I do when you read the notes, because man, this has... People talk about the patchouli in this, and as with a lot of Sarah Jessica Parker's perfumes, I'm not really sure that this translates as patchouli in the way that I know patchouli from other perfumes, because I can't wear patchouli generally speaking. It has to be really in the background, really well blended. Sometimes with chocolate I can deal with it, but a lot of the time absolutely not. Endless, to me, it starts off with some of the base notes, and then it kind of morphs into this really pretty, musky kind of skin scent with quite an appley vibe to it, if that makes sense. This is the one to go for if, like me, there's something about the original Lovely that you like, but it's just too sharp. If it's too sharp, it's too screechy. And if that patchouli in it, as it is for me, is just a bit too far forward in the mix, this is a really good option because there's something about it. Someone in the comments said, I think that this is like Lovely Sheer before they made Lovely Sheer. Except that I don't like Lovely Sheer. Lovely Sheer is even sharper than the original Lovely, and it doesn't have the lavender and the martini, which are the notes that I enjoy from the original. Whereas this one, it has that kind of beautiful Sarah Jessica Parker musk in the bottom. It's got a lovely sandalwood. The chamomile makes it super, super kind of calming and pretty. The ivy gives it a greenness, but then you have those that you've got the plum, the apple, and the pineapple, but they're really not too sharp at all. They're quite sweet. So this is like quite a transparent apple, kind of sweet apple with greenery and a lovely chamomile forward kind of floral smell. It's really pretty. It's super easy to wear. And again, another one you can get, I think these were 100ml, these bottles. They used to be 75, the big one. They're 100ml. They're definitely skin scenty. This one may be slightly stronger than Dawn, but probably not actually in the dry down. You have to let them dry down. That's when these become their most beautiful selves. But they're just so easy to wear. Okay, this is going to be a long video. So let's go for another little cheapie, and this time a fruity one. So this is Adidas Get Ready. This is a lovely, super easy to wear, yummy watermelon perfume. But I'm not really bothered about Lotus, but what I like about this is mainly the fruits, you know. So again, I have to spray everything because that's the thing with light perfume. I can't really smell a huge amount at the moment, but just enough to get that yummy, sweet watermelon vibe. It's watery, it's fresh, it's really pretty. And I would say, like, you can get this again in the UK. You can probably get this one for way under £10. This one probably cost me about £5, maybe less. I think this is a 50ml. But it's quite easy to get. And oh yeah, it's got a real fresh out of the shower but fruity watermelon smell. I have to put my hand so close to my face, honestly, it's insane to smell anything, but I'm talking to you mainly from memory here, as I am wearing my perfumes mainly from memory. Now this is a really good cheap alternative to something like L'Impératrice by Dolce & Gabbana. I think it's number 3 originally. So everyone has that, but some people think it smells like rotten garbage or something, you know, they're not into it. It smells like, you know, dirty. This does not smell at all dirty. It's bright and clean and pretty, and it's a really easy to wear watermelon scent. Next up, this is Lanvin, and this is Modern Princess. So this is the original Modern Princess. I've never tried the flankers. I'm not really interested. Well, one of them looked quite nice. So this to me is a musky perfume, but it's very light. It's easy to wear. You would want to kind of reapply it every now and again, but it's definitely a skin scent. It has that kind of clean, soapy musk in it that smells a bit like you've washed your hands with a bar soap. And this one is an apple perfume, and it also has freesia in it. So to me, this is freesia, apples, red apples specifically, not green. It's sweet, but it's not like sickeningly sugary. It's not vanilla-y. It's like a fresh, sweet red apple, sweet freesia, and a musky bar soapy kind of vibe. It's really easy to wear. It's very pretty. It's light. It's beautiful. I personally think that this one, although it's very similar, I would say it's a sister of Lanvin's Jeanne. That one is raspberry, freesia and musk, but I think this one is easier to wear. I think that there's something about the mixture of the raspberry that I think makes the other one, makes Jeanne a little bit more difficult to wear than this one. Not that either of them is difficult. Both of them are incredibly easy to wear. But that one's lovely. This is such an easy reach, and I absolutely love this perfume, and it's so cheap. This is H&M Pear. This is just, you can just get these in teeny tiny little bottles. I think these are 20 mils. They're like £4, £4.99 or something like that. I love this as just a little spritz. It smells like fresh pears mixed with pear Haribo sweets. That's what H&M Pear smells like. It's absolutely scrumptious. It's super, super easy to wear. It's just so delicious. I love that one. Real explosion of fruit. Really easy, breezy, cute, just cheap loveliness. Now this one is for those who want a smell that will last all day. Skin musk, perfume oil. If you just want your skin and you just want to smell like a beautiful, sweet kind of, it's like you've been out of the shower but you've been wrapped in a cozy blanket. It's like the smell of lovely, sweet, warm skin, and it will last you all day. It doesn't have loads of projection. It doesn't, like, you know, it's not like I announce to everyone that I'm in the room. You will just smell stunning all day. And if you get, I mean, the cologne, I wouldn't really bother with the cologne. It sort of smells the same, but not quite, and it doesn't last very long, and it's just not as nice. It's about £10. You have to get these from the US, but you can get them on Fragrance X, and I think you only have to spend like £50 or something to get things shipped for free, and they're so quicker than getting things from Europe, actually. Fragrance X. It'll just make you smell absolutely scrumptious, and it's about £10 for, I think this is a 15ml oil. It's just such a beautiful smell. Oh my goodness. Oh, so heavenly. Yeah, really, really good. I love that one. It's possibly one of my all-time, well, it is. It's one, if not my all-time favourite perfume. I had this on my channel really recently. I'm actually wearing this today, so absolutely lush. This is by a company called The Scent Doctor, and this is Cherimola. Beautiful red bottle, really lovely. I'm not keen on any of the other ones I've smelled from this collection, but Cherimola is amazing. Cherimola, I should say. I keep saying that because it's got Cherimola in it. This smells to me like a slightly cinnamon spiced, beautiful cherry and berry cordial. It's got a beautiful, fresh, juicy, berry, fruity vibe without being vanilla-y or sickeningly sweet. It's got a slight tartness, but quite a lot of sweetness. It's a perfect balance. It's exactly my kind of fruity perfume, and I just really enjoy wearing it. And there's something about that little touch of cinnamon in it, and there's some kind of balsam in this that kind of, it's just so lovely. It's absolutely tasty. It's really easy to wear. It's not too strong to worry about, but this one I think is just such an easy reach, hence me wearing it today. Okay, where did we get to? Well, let's go for this little guy, because I also, this was one of the first ones I reached for. Now, this is the weird lid that I have on this, because the actual original lid smells disgusting, so I don't keep that lid on it because it actually does permeate the perfume. So this is Delicious Feelings by Gale Hayman. Now, please do not mix this up with the old version. If the font on it is like script, if it's like kind of swirly writing and it's a yellower liquid, it is the old version of Delicious Feelings. Now, the old version of Delicious Feelings is like a laundry powder. It's so hardcore detergenty smelling, very floral. This new one is a totally different perfume. I will never understand why they kept it with the same name. They easily could have just given it a different name and had both perfumes, but they haven't done that. I think it was 2020. They stopped making the old version. You can still get it on like eBay and stuff, and sometimes Fragrance X it'll pop up on, but this is the current formulation of Delicious Feelings. This is the one that reminds me a little bit, actually quite a lot, of Toy 2 by Moschino, except that this is not headache inducing or nauseating the way that I found Toy 2. There's something about Toy 2, and actually with all Moschino perfumes, I just don't get on with them. I find them really sickening. Like, there's just something in there that doesn't sit right with me. Probably on other people, lovely. On my skin, horrible. This is more like fresh laundry when you've just washed it with something that smells lovely and then you've taken it out, and it's that kind of wet laundry smell. So it's very fresh, very clean, really bright, really kind of invigorating smell. There's red currant in this, so there is like a zingy kind of fruitiness to it, but then there's also florals, and there's like a slight muskiness. It's super easy to wear. This one lasts way longer on clothes than it does skin. The other one, I think the old version of Delicious Feelings will last you for the rest of time. But like I said, they're very different perfumes. That one, instant headache for me, way too strong, way too much like a literal detergent. This is just very fresh and clean and lovely. And again, this is like maybe £15 or something, £16 for 100ml. They normally have a big blue plastic like leopard or something on the top, but as I said, the lids smell awful, so I took it off. Then we have... So this is representing a general kind of sort of lovely, musky, irisy smell. So Musk Sexy, this is by Ulric de Varens. You can get these super cheap. I'm also going to do a shout out right now for another Ulric de Varens perfume called Cotton Musk, which I think is like a laundry fresh musk that also smells like it's got cotton candy in it. Now this, when you first spray it, smells very similar to that, but then it kind of dries down a bit more and it gets more and more irisy. So this is like super, super simple, powdery, musky, iris. You know, it's just really, really simple in terms of its notes. And I think it's quite a nice cheap alternative to something like Glossier You. And it is that kind of just powdery, clean, your skin but more lovely, you know, light and easy to wear, sweet, irisy smell. It's really, really pretty. I think it's a really good shout for just smelling fresh and clean if you don't want to go full baby powder. But you like kind of irisy perfumes, because I think Musk Sexy, I think this one was maybe like £6 or £7. Well, it was about £6 actually. For, I think this is the little 30ml bottle. And you can get the Cotton Musk, like you can get only, I think you can get 50ml or 100ml bottles of that. They're very similar. I still have the Cotton Musk. That's a really safe bet if you like something like Glossier You, but you don't want to pay for Glossier You. Oh my goodness, absolutely stunning perfume. I wore this one when I think this might be the first one that I wore when I lost my sense of smell. I know that this is an absolute beaut. I'm obsessed with it. It's never going to upset anyone. It's very bright and fruity, but it's also slightly kind of earthy because there is turmeric in this. It's blood orange, turmeric, and sandalwood. And the blood orange and the turmeric, I think, are the most recognisable things. And it smells like a freshly squeezed blood orange with some sugar, so it's not too sharp. And then it's got that kind of earthy, sort of spicy turmeric in it. And it's just lovely. It's so easy to wear. It's so pretty. Oh, and it's such a fun one to respray as well. It doesn't last particularly long, but this is Oriflame Be Happy. It's from the Feelgood range. And Oriflame, you know, again, I think you can currently get these on Latino for way under a tenner for a 50ml. I also really like the bottles. I think they're really cool. But it's just the smell of happiness. And it's Be Happy is the perfect name for it. So, and weirdly, I can smell this one easier than some of the others. There's something about that orangey smell that kind of breaks through, I think, more so than florals. But then, what have we got next? Oh yeah, the last time I talked about this, I totally got the bloody notes wrong. Oh, what an absolute beauty. This is another. I mean, I think if you want to go for something that smells safe and clean and fresh and beautiful, it's hard to go wrong with almost any Sarah Jessica Parker perfume. I think they're brilliant. I'm not as keen on like the SJP range as I am her other things, but Born Lovely is particularly good for fresh, out of the shower, laundry clean, yummy smells. But it's quite a feminine version of that kind of smell, because this is, last time I was talking about it, I said it was freesia, and it isn't freesia. It's very clearly peony, and I don't normally like peony because I nearly always find peony perfumes screechy, like really screechy, even if there's like really sweet things in it. It's not normally balanced in a way I enjoy. It's like there's really sweet, like vanilla or some really sweet berry, and then some kind of horribly screechy, sharp floral. I don't get that with Born Lovely. Born Lovely is sweet, fresh, blooming peonies with cassis, so like blackcurrant. And it's a watery, fresh blackcurrant. There's caramel in the base of this. It doesn't smell like caramel. It just makes everything beautifully like sweetened, but not sickeningly sweet by any means. It's fresh, it's clean, perfect gym scent, spa scent, that kind of thing. You know, I do wonder if I got ill after I went to the spa. I bet someone went into the steam room with some kind of horrible virus that I got. Beautiful, easy to wear, also an absolute bargain, as all SJP perfumes are. So let's go for the other thing that I consider to be a sort of gym and spa scent. Super easy to wear. I wore this one after I went to that spa where I might have got ill. This is Jil Sander Sport Water for women. I don't like the original version of Jil Sander Sport, but Sport Water, this beautiful one that matches my bedroom, is a beautiful, beautiful perfume. It has rose, it has peach, and it has tea. It is fresh, light, bright, gorgeous. I think this one is probably more unisex than Born Lovely, but it serves the same kind of purpose in my collection, which is that first thing in the morning when I get up and I haven't had a shower but I want to smell fresh, brilliant. Maybe sometimes, like, maybe not so much at night, because I find them both quite invigorating. So not necessarily bedtime perfumes, but certainly fresh and clean perfumes. You know, I'd love to, like, and I did spray this on after I'd been like in like swimming pool chlorine, you know, that kind of thing. Really, really nice, really easy to wear, also quite cheap. Most still Jil Sanders is like super affordable. Really, really love that one. Let's stick with tea, but let's get super, super fancy. Oh my goodness. Oh, what a heavenly, heavenly perfume. I find Still by Jennifer Lopez super easy to wear. It's, the notes in this that I smell really are tea and jasmine, but it's like an edible jasmine, because jasmine gives me a headache. I cannot wear jasmine. Most jasmine perfumes, in fact nearly all jasmine perfumes, if in any way jasmine is the main floral, I can't wear it. Even if I like it, instantly gives me a headache. Still does not give me a headache. It's got a rice note in it that gives it a creaminess. There's a sweetness to it. It's just so, so pretty. this perfume is a masterpiece, and it's an absolute bargain. And again, like, you can get a 30ml of this for like a tenner. This one, I think this 100ml cost me like 20. It's so it's like chic, classy, incredibly work appropriate. I think this is one of I think maybe this is the perfume that Veronica always says would be her signature scent. And, you know, I can tell she's a classy lady. I know that anyway from watching her video. She's awesome. But if she smelled like this, if this is her chosen signature scent, she's a classy lady. It's beautiful. The bottle's beautiful as well. So that's a very, very safe bet. We're just fully sticking with tea, and this is 2 for the price. Well, it's not 2 for the price of 1 because they count towards the 20, but I'll talk about them both at the same time. So this is Elizabeth Arden white tea, and this is the eau de parfum, and then this is the white tea and ginger lily, and the white tea and ginger lily is an eau de toilette. Let me just let me spray it. Woo! Oh, it's very fresh, very clean, super easy to wear, very pretty. So white tea ginger lily is very much like the original white tea, except it's not as woody. And I found, there's something about the original white tea that the woods in that one push it kind of unisex, and then sometimes on my skin I found that it veered a little bit too far towards unisex masculine rather than just properly unisex, which, you know, I have no problem with unisex perfumes, but if they start to veer masculine, with the exception of SJP Stash, the original Stash, I can't deal with them. I can't wear them. I don't like how they smell on me. So the joy of ginger lily is that it doesn't veer in that direction. It's slightly sweeter than the original white tea, and it has that lovely, slightly fiery and slightly aromatic ginger in it. So it's still got that calming, soothing, beautiful white tea vibe, but then you've got that lovely ginger smell. And so I much prefer it. I decluttered the original white tea and I kept this one. And then the eau de parfum, again, similar to the original, except it's a rose perfume, and unlike the wild rose, which I think is disgusting, they're very subtle, these, so it's kind of hard to smell when you can't smell anything else. Beautiful natural rose in the eau de parfum. So, oh yeah, there it is, so pretty. It's got a very cozy, fresh, natural rose smell in this. It's very ladylike and pretty. It's very delicate. It's got the perfect level of sweetness. It's not too woody, like the original is. This one, I think, because of the rose, is maybe slightly more feminine than the ginger lily and the original. But it's really comforting. It makes me think of my grandmother. It makes me think of freshly washed, like, woolly jumpers and a beautiful, like, yardley rose, like a natural rose. But because it's got that tea mixed in it, it kind of instantly becomes a more classy, more ethereal style perfume. Really, really nice, really easy to wear. I can't think anyone would ever be offended by it. I think it's super pretty. And the good thing with the white tea eau de parfum, it's got some kind of like sun-dried tonka bean in it. So it has much more of a sweetness, I think, underlying it, although it's not sweet. Like, if you've smelt white tea wild rose, it isn't like that. That perfume is sickly. It's like it's got like loads of fruit in it that kind of clashes to me with the rose in it, and then it just smells cheap. I just don't like that perfume at all. It's the only white tea that I smelt and was like, ugh. This does not smell like that. This smells like a natural rose water and rose petals with original white tea minus all the kind of extreme woodiness I found in that, and then extra tonka bean, so extra sweetness. Really, really pretty. Both of them are super easy to wear. Lovely, lovely. What have I got here? Oh yeah, so I'm going for this one. I know people might not agree with me on this one, but I find personally that it's impossible to overspray Katy Perry's Indi. And this is one where I just think It's so easy to wear. It's so pretty. Katy Perry's Indi is a musk perfume, but to me and to lots of other people, it smells like coconut cream. It smells like sandalwood and coconut cream. Whereas lots of other people describe this as like their boyfriend's t-shirt kind of smell. Either way, it does project a bit. I can smell people when they're wearing this or anything that smells like it. And I can smell it on my clothes for weeks if I spray it on. But it's not like beastly in terms of how strong everyone else is going to smell it. It's like definitely closer to the skin. It's supposed to be like a beautiful musky scent. It's like a really cool girl smell. That's what I think about this. I think Katy Perry's Indi is what a cool girl in a leather jacket in a white t-shirt smells like, you know. It's super unisex, but it's also quite sweet. Yeah, I think this is super like yummy and beautiful, and I don't think I have ever been able to overspray this. I can go absolutely ham with it, and it's just lovely. It doesn't layer up on itself and get ridiculously strong like some musks do. Like, it's just beautiful. It smells like it's come out of the fridge. It always smells cold. I also think the bottle's really cool. I just love Katy Perry's Indi. In the UK, again, you can get it for ridiculously cheap. Like, literally, you can get like 3 30ml bottles for £6. Like, it's crazy. So this is one... This was one that I often like to put on when I've had like a bath or a shower. It's just... So this is the refill. This is the bottle I keep it in. But this, I'm never going to say this properly. So it's Jeanne en Provence, and this is the Ombre de Amandiers. So it's almond. It's almond and iris, and it's just sweet, light. It's like almond essence. So it has that floweriness. It's quite powdery, but it's also really watery. It's very, 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 very light. It's called Eau de Parfum, but honestly, I mean, I can smell this on me for quite a few hours, but it's incredibly light. But it gives me that vibe of almond essence. It's not like cookies. It's not like biscuits. It's not got any savouriness to it. It's just a beautiful, easy to wear almond. Ethereal. It's like angels singing, this perfume, but it's very, very light. So it's really, really good for fussy people. It's also incredibly cheap. I got this whole refill, 120ml, for like £7. So it's also metal. So I really, really like the original bottles of these. And if I'd have realised how much I was going to like this, I probably would have bought the original bottle. But I didn't know if I was going to like it, so it's cheaper to buy these, I think, but it's still only about £12 for the real thing. But this, it's just gorgeous, and that's a real easy reach for me. So we've got 2 left. Let's do... What a classic banger. Now this is a limited edition Acqua Colonia, and it's Matcha Frangipani. I think that realistically there's so many Acqua Colonias that you can wear if you're a bit fussy and if you're not keen on anything that's too strong. But I personally, when I was looking at my collection, I just feel like Matcha Frangipani, if you like powdery perfumes anyway, it's like a super easy reach, because it kind of starts off with that Herba Fresca vibe by Gale. I never say that right. Gale. It has that kind of citrusy, herbally smell to it when you first spray it, and then the more it dries down, the sweeter and more kind of frangipani matchery it gets. But it's so pretty and easy to wear, and this is one where I know it's so fresh because I had it on once, and my colleague walked into my office and was just like, "It smells amazing in here," and I was like, "Oh, is it me?" And she came and sniffed me and was like, "Oh, so nice." So you can smell it, but it's like just a fresh, beautiful smell. I also think that the green tea and bergamot, if you like bergamot, is also a really safe bet. The starfruit and white flowers, if you like florals with fruit, is a really safe bet. If you're really prone to getting headaches, then the lychee mint is so light, so easy to wear. That's the one I was wearing when it was like 45 degrees in London. Oh, they're just so beautiful. I love Acqua Colonias. And then last but not least is one that I don't show a lot of love to, but oh my goodness, is so beautiful, and there's something about this one. Oh, maybe it's because there's citrus in it again. I can smell this one a little bit, and I wore it a couple of days ago, and I thought I have to sing the praises because I love the Stash collection by Sarah Jessica Parker. Again, like, this bottle cost me £6. This is the 30ml, and it's this beautiful pink juice in this cute bottle. Lovely. So this is... How do I explain this? There is something about Stash Prive, which is what this is, that is just clean, comforting, and smells kind of a little bit like a body lotion. But the actual scent profile of it smells like Chanel Chanso Tendre to me. Kind of like somewhere between Daisy and Chanel Chanso Tendre. It has that kind of profile, which is a profile I've smelled many times, and often they're too woody, or they're too sickly, or there's just something else in there that I don't like. Or, like Chanso Tendre, there's no way I'm spending that much money. It's a ridiculous amount of money for a perfume that's so light. This is light. It's not designed to be... I mean, it's called Prive, right? That means private. So it's like... It's close to the skin, it's comforting, it's clean, it's girly, it's pretty, it's not sickeningly sweet, but even though it's quince and grapefruit, it's not ridiculously sharp. So if you don't know what quince is like, it's almost like a really sharp, hard pear. So we have a thing called quince cheese in the UK, which is almost, I mean, you'd say probably other places would be called like a quince jelly, but it comes in like blocks of boiled down quince and sugar, and you kind of slice it and have it with sharp cheddars and that kind of thing. Now, this isn't a sharp perfume, but it has sage, it has musk, it's got birch, which is a really interesting type of wood. So you can tell this is woody, but it's not like sandalwood or cedarwood. It's just light and pretty and transparent, and it's almost like you can tell it's wood, but you know it's light wood. Like, you know, it's not going to... If you picked up a table made of birch, it's not going to feel like, you know, if you're picking up a mahogany table or whatever. I'm not sure if that makes any sense. There's also pink pepper in this that gives it a slight warmth, but I think it's a relatively cool perfume, this one. There's vetiver, there's a little bit of orange blossom, but it doesn't bother me because I'm a bit fussy about orange blossom. In fact, I generally don't like orange blossom that much. But the grapefruit and the quince is really sweetened by something here, and I'm not sure what it is because there's nothing listed that's sweet. The sage is just gorgeous. But yeah, like I said, the profile... It's quite bright and citrusy when you first spray it, and then the more it dries, and then it dries down a little bit, and you're like, oh, that smells like Chanso Tendre a little bit. And then the more it dries down, the more it starts to smell like a creamy body lotion. There's definitely something creamy about this, and it is so easy to wear. And in the same way that I was like, oh, you know, Katy Perry's Indi smells like, you know, a cool chick in a white t-shirt and a leather jacket. I think Stash smells like a cool girl in a white t-shirt, you know, more with like a kind of cool Mac or something on, you know, someone who looks really cool and like they've just really well put together, but probably has just thrown everything on. On Fragrantica, when I was thinking about making this, I just put up a little review and I was like, it's a messy bun. It's a beautiful lady in a white t-shirt and a messy bun who still manages to look chic. I mean, this is the thing. I can totally imagine... I mean, I can imagine SJP wearing any of her perfumes. I can imagine Jennifer Lopez wearing this one. It's just one of those where, like, you know, if you watch her rehearsing and she's got a cool messy bun, I can totally imagine she smells like this. And actually, one of her new perfumes does smell a bit like this, so... It's so beautiful. I love this. I will happily sing the praises of all of the Stash perfumes. Unspoken is a sweet tonka bean heaven. The original Stash is my main favourite woody perfume, and if it was the only one I could keep of woody perfumes, that's be the one. This is an incredible white t-shirt perfume. It's really inoffensive. It's really easy to wear. You just smell clean and beautiful. So yeah, I really hope that this was helpful to anyone who, like me, is really fussy, or, to be honest, anyone who has lost their sense of smell that hasn't come back properly if you've had COVID or something like that. I hope that this has been helpful. If you work somewhere in healthcare, I think these will all be pretty safe, to be honest. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. I hope it comes in handy.